So for many of us that own a Craftsman, self-propelled rear drive mower, we're all hitting about the same issues about the same time. This is about an 8 to 10 year old lawnmower. It's got the easy walk cable. We replaced that once. Now the drive system is kind of clogged up, and the root cause it down to the belt. So one of the issues is how to remove the belt or how to get access to the belt. There's not many videos that actually show that. I couldn't find any, so that's why I'm posting this. So one of the first things we want to do is to actually loosen up the drive. So there's an adjustment screw here, and we just want to take it in as far as you can. And this will loosen up the action internally for the lawnmower. The next thing you want to do, if you have an electric start, is to go ahead and open up the battery compartment and take out the battery. So there's 2 access screws for the cowling underneath, so we'll have to take this out. So I've already removed the battery, and there's a 10mm bolt that's inside here. With this out of the way, we'll actually have 2 bolts holding the belt cover underneath. So one's installed right now. The other one goes basically underneath the electric start cover. So you want to go ahead and remove those. These are both, let's see here, 8mm bolts. So one of the differences about this rear-wheel drive and some of the other videos that I've seen is that you have a lot of plastic cowling that's actually in the way of actually getting to the belt. So if you go ahead and remove the blade, already unbolted that before, you'll see there's actually not a lot of area to work. So after we've removed the 2 top bolts, the 8mm, underneath here is a, let's see here, I think it's 13mm. Take that off and you can actually get to the belt. So there's a belt guide here, another belt guide here. Now when I removed my cowling, this whole thing was just clogged full of dirt and debris. But if you want to get the belt off, you may have to go ahead and remove like 2 of the guides. That'll actually give you clearance to pull the belt off. Now from here, you can, if you're still having trouble getting inside into the back here, there's usually, I've already lost mine, but there's a spring that goes from the drive to this cowling right here. There are 4 bolts holding the discharge chute. You have 1 on each side and on the other side, and then in the rear I have the 2 bolts kind of already removed. 1 right here, 1 right here, and that's just the rear discharge chute. I went ahead and removed those earlier. Let's see how that looks. Let's go ahead and take that off. Okay. So with this rear discharge chute out, you pretty much have free access to the belt. The belt loosened from above, it's not too hard to get it out from the guide here. So hope this video helped people. with replacing their belts. Thanks. So to get the belt off, there's some guides here that actually kind of hold the thing in place. There's a 14mm bolt that's in the back here. Pretty much you have to grab the shaft, a pair of pliers in order to undo it. But once it's loose, you can get the pulley off. And once the pulley's off, it's pretty straightforward to get the belt. Okay, so a little trick that I learned, you actually don't need to remove the belt guide here. Once we took out the screw for the blade, apparently this just comes out. It's a spline shaft, so you can see inside. So let's just go back in. So that's it. That's how we get the belt out. Also want to show the back side of the pulley where there's the 14mm nut. Just goes onto a shaft that's on the gear drive right here. Hope that helps.